Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Friday, May 26th. Lance Brock here as we start off with tonight, a huge wrestling weekend. Beginning tonight, as usual on a Friday, we have WWE, Friday Night SmackDown, and AEW Rampage. Also, Impact Wrestling Under Siege. Tomorrow, WWE Night of Champions. And then Sunday night, AEW Double or Nothing. And also the show that has kind of been forgotten about, NXT Battleground. But on this Friday episode of GMWF, I am going to preview tonight's Impact Wrestling Under Siege, which takes place tonight live from London, Ontario, Canada, and is available on Impact Plus, Fight TV, and YouTube for Ultimate Insiders. And we start things off. This should be pretty interesting. The Impact Wrestling Knockouts Tag Team Champions, the Coven, Kylie King and Taylor Wilde, taking on the team of Jessica, as we saw on Impact Wrestling last night on Access TV, that apparently who came back from the undead realm to save Jessica last night was none other than Courtney Rush. That was definitely interesting to see. The Digital Media Championship is on the line as Joe Hendry will be taking on Dirty Dango, who has recently turned heel, as we found out that he is the one who attacked Santino Marella. And next up is Callahan's Revenge, as The Design, Diener Khan, and Alan Angels will be taking on the team of Sami Callihan, Rich Swann, and a mystery partner. Will definitely be interesting to see who that mystery partner is tonight to team up with Sami Callihan and Rich Swann. And who knows, that could be. The Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Championships are on the line, as the Bullet Club, being represented by ABC, Chris Bay, and Ace Austin, take on the team of Subculture, which this one should be a very good match. The Impact Wrestling X Division Championship is on the line, as defending champion Trey Miguel takes on someone who you could say possibly an X Division legend and multi-time former X Division champion Chris Sabin. This one should be a very good match, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chris Sabin capture another X Division championship here tonight on Under Siege. This one should be a good one. We have a number one contenders match, a six-way match with Moose, Eddie Edwards, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham, Yui Uemura, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and Frankie Kazarian. And the winner of this match will become the new number one contender for the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. This should be a very entertaining and interesting match when you think of the 6 stars who are in it. This one, like I said, a lot of great talented guys in it, but I would not be surprised if they give this one to Frankie Kazarian and let him get a shot at the Impact World Championship. Him and Steve Maclin, I think, could have a very good match for that title, which could possibly main event Slammiversary this year. And those two going at it for the world title, I definitely think could be very entertaining. And next up we have the National Treasure Nick Aldis taking on Kenny King. And I think this one could be one that is very good as well. These two, Nick Aldis recently returning to Impact Wrestling. Kenny King, as always, very impressive as of late. And we get Trinity's Impact Plus debut tonight as she takes on Giselle Shaw, who was the one to accept the open challenge put out there by Trinity. So I'm sure this being Trinity's first match on one of the Impact Plus specials, I'm sure she's gonna get the win against Giselle Shaw here. The Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship is on the line. The champion, the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo, defending against the juggernaut Jordynne Grace. And there's a stipulation on this one. If Jordynne Grace does not defeat Deonna Purrazzo tonight, it will be her last chance at the Knockouts Championship as long as Deonna Purrazzo is the champion. And finally, the main event for the Impact Wrestling World Championship in a no disqualification match. Steve Maclin defending against Perfect Creation 1 PCO. This one should be, I'm sure, definitely a brutal, hardcore kind of match with a lot of weapons. And last night on Impact Wrestling, Scott D'Amore told Steve Maclin that if he defeats PCO tonight, that he will put the Impact World Championship around his waist. So that is tonight's exciting card for Impact Wrestling Under Siege. Once again, is available tonight on Impact Plus, Fight TV, and YouTube for Ultimate Insiders. Should be a very good show as we kick off this big pro wrestling weekend. I hope to have an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight recapping Under Siege, but gonna be a late one tonight because after Under Siege I will go onto my Sling DVR and watch tonight's episodes of WWE Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage, which I believe is going to be on tonight, since it was regularly scheduled to be on tomorrow night at midnight. The basketball game, I don't remember who was playing, but I believe the series ended, so the game tonight is not necessary, and I believe for the first time in a while, AEW Rampage will be back on in its normal time slot. And then right after Rampage is also the countdown to AEW Double or Nothing. So since it's gonna be a late night tonight, I might skip the countdown to Double or Nothing, and then right after Rampage, just get into 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Or I could always watch in the background while I'm recording. So that's the pro wrestling action for our first night of this big weekend. Hope to have 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight and all weekend. Also, we'll be back tomorrow right here for the Saturday morning episode of GMWF. And as we start this big pro wrestling weekend, I hope everyone enjoys Impact Wrestling Under Siege, WWE SmackDown, AEW Rampage, and even the countdown to AEW Double or Nothing if you watch it tonight. But until next time, have a great pro wrestling day.